Son.
Is it a maximum?
Huh?
Yeah.
Shut.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Downing Street, where our UK Prime Minister resides at number 10. We are Scot UK, which stands for Stolen Children of the UK. We are here to represent our children who have been stolen by the state. That's right. David Cameron, as the Prime Minister, who sits in Parliament and agrees to new laws and legislation, has agreed that forced adoptions and child stealing should take place in this country at an extremely high level. Children are being taken into care every 20 minutes in this country. They're not just British children, they are foreign children too. We've had Italian, French, Slovakian, Portuguese. The list is endless as to how many children we currently have in the UK care system. At the moment, there's 100,000 children and counting in our care system. We are here because we disagree and oppose to forced adoptions. Forced adoptions is a league table, again set out by the UK Parliament. When a child is successfully adopted through the UK family courts, the local authorities are paid bonuses. And for every child that is adopted, the council receives £36,000 per child. Foster parents can earn up to £400 per week per child and more in London. I'm really stuck, don't give me a right. In the UK, children are taken into care because of the risk of what might happen in the future. Risk of future emotional harm. That's it. One day in the future we might tell our children, you've been naughty and we don't like you today. It will be classed as emotional abuse. If you tell your child he can't go out to play with his friends football, he's got to stay in, it's dinner time, he's got to stay in and do his homework. These are all reasons why social services take children away.
Social workers and also have a risk assessment and a life certificate as well. To basically find out if they are offenders, because it is coming out soon. Right? Let's see the psychologist as well. We've got the person out, the government is present.
The secret, the family court are actually the secret family court. This is where innocent parents like us are losing our children, the likes of David Cameron and his paedophile ring. It has been proven and national security
going on in England. Enjoy your day.
When social services get involved with families in the UK and take their children into care, they make endless allegations which are always unproven. They take those allegations to the UK secret family courts, where a judge then sits there and grants in favour of the local authorities many different court orders, which include interim care orders, and placement orders. When the local authority get a placement order, that means that they are entitled, through the permission of the courts, to place our children for adoption. We are against forced adoption, which is when they take away our parental rights and dispense with our consent. When us families are involved in the UK family courts, we are then all gagged. Not one parent has not been gagged. The UK family courts always write on court orders that no one shall publish any information which is likely to identify the children as being involved in proceedings. I myself have been gagged as everybody else is. I've also had an injunction. My county council in Lincolnshire tried to commit me to prison 3 times last year for doing things like I'm doing today. I am happy to tell all the members of the public that my children who got taken into care are Lewis and Ryan Freeman from Boston in Lincolnshire, and I am their mummy, Stephanie Freeman. Again, I have now breached my gagging order, and this will send me to a 4th committal to prison. Social services are removing a child every 20 minutes from innocent parents like ourselves. Social workers make up absurd allegations. They remove babies at birth. Last week, on Tuesday, there was a programme on ITV called Exposure, Don't Take My Child. At the beginning of that programme, there was a very dear friend of ours, where social workers and police had battered their way through the door and into their house and snatched their 6-hour-old baby from the mother's arms. That baby has now been forcibly adopted through the family court. That baby and those parents will never see each other again. Those parents were also gagged like we all are. Some have injunctions, some have super injunctions. We even have parents who are currently in prison because they have spoken out. Us parents speak out to give our children voices. They're not given a voice in the UK family court. Our children speak to the social workers, the CAFCAS officers. They even speak directly to the judges on very rare occasions and sometimes write letters. But our children are always ignored. The secret family courts say that they do things in the best interest of our children. Our children were all happy, loved and thriving in their parents' care. Now that our children are in care, they're all being reported on to be sad, emotional problems, detached, behavioural issues, meeting other children up at school, foster carers being unable to now care for them, which means they go from foster home to foster home to foster home. We've been here since Saturday speaking on behalf of our children because we are the only people that can give our children a voice. We call out to the public of the UK who are not aware of this situation, and we ask that you educate yourselves and look into the issue of forced adoption. Don't ever think that this is fairy tale, because believe us, it's not. The social workers can come into your life at any time and when you least expect it, and your children will be gone in the blink of an eye. We've recently just had a social worker walk past who admitted that she had adopted 2 children. We are unable to confirm whether those children are actually children of friends that we know.
Dave. Dave. Go on, you see now. Can see.
Huh?
Move everybody back.
Huh?
Move everybody back.
Put what back?
Sing on the mic.
What, me back on the mic?
No. Dave, you can sing.
Oh. You don't want me to, do you want me to say anything? No.
Still on.
Just turn it on.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
You want him to sing?
Yeah, he's coming on. Steph, I know you were urinate from the mirror.
Huh?
I know you were urinate from the mirror.
Well, excuse me, mister, do you have the time? Or are you so important that you can't stand still? And excuse me, mister, lend me your ear. Or are you not only blind, can you not hear? And excuse me, mister, how about I'm a mister too, and you're giving mister a bad name, mister like you. So excuse me, mister, and you hear the children crying, how you say that you can't help them. Mister, you ain't even trying. And excuse me, mister, just take a look around. Mister, just look up, you will see it coming down. So excuse me, mister, but I'm a mister too, and you're giving mister a bad name, mister like you. So I've taken a mister. It's Mr. David Cameron, or David Cameron to us, from right out in front of your name. Cause it's misters like you put the rest of us to shame. I said it's misters like you put the rest of us to shame. When you're knocking on heaven's gates. By then, mister, you know it is too late. 'Cause mister, when you get there, they don't ask what you say. All they're gonna ask you, mister, is what you gave. So I'm taking the mister from right out in front of your name. 'Cause it's misters like you put the rest of us to shame. Mister, can you hear the children crying? You say that you can't help them. Mister, you ain't even trying. Right, so what are we all about? Have a listen, please. 5 minutes of your time. Who's on?
British Parliament is currently populated by paedophiles, and it is social workers who work for them. The social workers who take children unlawfully via the secret family courts do not need a court order, despite it being written in the Children's Act that they do. However, that order is always awarded to them in retrospect, meaning that they can take the children illegally and a judge will simply say, well, I ordered you to do it now, and it will be considered okay. This is a criminal offence. It is known as abduction, and yet the police will not listen when you report it. It is now coming to the attention of the media, the paedophilia within number 10 Downing Street, and the fact that the police themselves have been told that if they value their jobs, they will not investigate. That in itself is perverting the course of justice. It is time for the British public to take over and simply say an inquiry must be made. An investigation has to take place, and the manner in which we treat family law must change so that we do not give access, effectively allow the paedophiles within this institution to access our children. It is not a child protection system at all. The child protection system is within ourselves. We are the ones who protect the children, not social workers, not Parliament, the public, the British public. We are the ones who hold that responsibility. For every child that a social worker takes, it is us who are failing that child. So we need to stand up now and take action. We need to stop holding courts in secret. It is not just to hold courts in secret. The scale of probabilities is not proven. To say that something is 51% likely to have happened is not proven. And therefore, family courts do not prove anything. The system needs to be changed in order to allow child protection to occur. David Cameron, you left your daughter in a pub and simply brushed this off. There are people standing out here who would never neglect their children in that way, and yet we're not even allowed to see our children. How exactly do you justify that? Where are the missing children, David? There are 22,000 children currently missing from the care system. Their whereabouts are unknown. The only thing we do know is you didn't care for them that well, David. You need to look into what your social workers are doing. You need to stand up to the paedophiles that are working beneath you within your cabinet. We know that you reshuffled your cabinet recently because of Kenneth Clark and the allegations against his paedophilia. You need to investigate. Don't just reshuffle. Investigate. Explain to us, David, where those 22,000 children are. Do you have them? Where are they?
Stop the social engineering. We are fighting for all our children. We want all the children from their innocent mothers and fathers, Mr. Cameron, yeah? And open up them family courts so we can get justice in this world. They are our blood.
These are not just absurd allegations of David Cameron and our MPs being paedophiles. Just this morning, who were they? Just this morning, outside Downing Street, we had lots of Bangladeshis who joined us this morning because their MP was having a meeting, their Prime Minister, was having a meeting with our Prime Minister. The Bangladeshi Prime Minister supports killing in their country of children. We came together this morning to unite. That makes our circle a whole lot bigger than the UK Parliament. As I said earlier, we now have Bangladeshis, Slovakians, Italians, the Africans, the Portuguese. The Bangladeshis are killing children in their country, and equally, David Cameron is doing the same in this country. I have already today told the public about a young boy who had Down syndrome, who was in the care system and died as a result of their failure. His name was Jonas Starden. He died in November because his parents had seen him during a contact session and reported their concerns that they wanted him to have medical treatment. They knew exactly what was wrong with their son, yet social workers failed to take their child for medical assistance. 4 days later, Jonas Starden died because he was failed by the system. His mother sits happily in the garden, watching the world go by. Little does she know at the time that the helicopter that flew over her head had her dying baby on board. These are the issues that us parents have to face. We are told nothing about our children once they are removed from our care. It took 5 hours for Jonas Starden's parents to be informed of his death. They were not even allowed to be with him for his last breath. We urge the British public and all countries worldwide to recognise the problem that we have in this country today. Forced adoptions does not just exist in the UK. It goes on in Australia and other countries too. Please, Britain, we urge you to wake up.
Children are screaming to be heard all over the world. All children want is to be with their own natural mums and dads, and this is not being allowed. I believe that children are our future and they need to be heard. So this is for them. I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I lived as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away our dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. is the greatest love of all.
Can't remember all the words.
Children are screaming to be heard. They want to be with their natural mums and dads, and this is not being allowed to continue. They are being stolen from their natural mums and dads. We demand our children home, now!